Welcome to Albina's Hat Parlor in the Heartland Museum in Clarion, Iowa. We're hoping that you will come to visit this wonderful museum. And my name is Sandra Sellers Hansen, and Albina Sellers, who was known as Iowa's Hat Lady, was my mother. She was called Iowa's Hat Lady really for two reasons. One, because she had an extraordinary collection of ladies' hats, some men's too, but mostly ladies' hats. She had collected approximately 6,000 hats. Now, amazing, huh? 6,000 hats. Second of all, she was called Iowa's Hat Lady because she developed a program around hats. She became an entertainer. She chose about 100 hats that she would travel with, and she created a program in which she told stories as she tried on each hat. This actually happened to her. She was on a bus with a bunch of ladies who were part of the Farm Bureau, and they were going up to Kearney, Nebraska for a conference. Before they left, my dad said to her, "Now you be careful and make sure that you don't buy any more hats. So, and if you get tempted, just say, 'Get thee behind me, Satan.'" She said, "Okay, I got it. I know how to do it." So they got to Omaha, and they took a break, and everybody got off the bus, and she went into a Dayton store, and lo and behold, here's this gorgeous hat. And if you come, you'll see it in the case. And she tried it on, and she thought, "Oh, no, I promised him I wouldn't do it. I can't." So they got back on the bus and went, and she gave her program, and they were coming back home on the way to get back from the conference, and they stopped again at the same place, and she went in, and there was the hat. And she couldn't help herself. She put it on one last time, and she said, "I could just hear that little voice in the back say, 'It looks good from the back, too.'" So she bought it. Over the course of 30 years, she ended up giving 5,636 of these programs all over the country. She gave them at national conferences. She gave them at tiny little rural churches. She traveled all over the country. I found one reference that says that in a year, my dad and she, traveling to these programs, put on 40,000 miles on the car. If you come to the parlor here, you will see between 400 and 500 of her most spectacular. This is designed by Marc Jacobs. He is the grandson of the Jacobs, who was the New York senator. It is one of a kind. It is hand painted and absolutely gorgeous, and she loved it. Albina began every one of her programs by showing the audience this little crocheted baptismal hat, and she would explain why it was the most precious hat in all of her collection, and that was because it was her mother's baptismal hat. She touched the hearts and minds of a lot of wonderful people, and so much so that she was called Iowa's Hat Lady.